Brainstem questions used to destroy me on boards. Cross findings, long track signs, cranial nerves. I had no idea. I had no idea because I had no system. There's one system that you just got to know. That is the rule of fours. Since learning the rule of fours, it makes understanding brainstem anatomy so much easier. In real life, missing a brainstem stroke is extremely consequential. Brainstem strokes are usually devastating. So you got to lock in the rule of fours so you never miss one in real life or on boards. This will help you be a student that knows instead of a student that guesses. Just to start off, there are 4 rules of 4. So 4 of 4. The first one being there are 4 structures in the midline that begin with the letter M for midline. There are 4 structures to the side that begin with the letter S for side. Rule number 3, there are 4 cranial nerves above the pons. There are 4 cranial nerves in the pons, and there are 4 cranial nerves below the pons. Cranial nerve 1 and 2 originate outside the brainstem, the olfactory nerve and the optic nerve. Cranial nerve 3 and 4 are in the midbrain. 5, 6, 7, and 8 are in the pons. 9, 10, 11, and 12 are in the medulla. And lastly, there are 4 motor cranial nerves in the midline. And you can remember these because they all are able to divide into 12. So 3, 4, 6, and 12. So first, of the 4 medial structures, the first is the motor pathway. The motor pathway is also known as the corticospinal tract. What does a deficit here cause? If you have a lesion to your motor pathway, you will have contralateral weakness. So if you have a left-sided lesion, you will have right-sided weakness. Next is the medial lemniscus, also known as the dorsal columns. Here, a lesion here will cause contralateral vibration and proprioception loss. Third, the medial longitudinal fasciculus. What will this lesion cause? An ipsilateral same side INO. See my INO video for further details. The fourth medial structure that starts with the M is the 4 medial motor nuclei. 3, 4, 6, 12. So rule 1, 4 cranial nerves above, 4 cranial nerves in the pons, 4 cranial nerves below the pons. Rule number 2, 4 medial structures that begin with the letter M. Now for rule number 3, there are 4 lateral structures or side structures that begin with the letter S. The first of the side structures is the Spinocerebellar pathway. A lesion here will cause ipsilateral same side ataxia or dysmetria. The second structure that starts with the letter S is the Spinothalamic tract. This controls pain and temperature. So a lesion here will cause contralateral opposite side loss of pain and temperature. Third, the sensory nucleus of cranial nerve 5. So this controls pain and temperature to the face. The fourth structure that begins with the letter S is the sympathetic pathway. So a lesion here will cause a Horner syndrome. A Horner syndrome results in the loss of the sympathetic pathway. So what this causes ptosis, which would be same side drooping of the eye, as well as meiosis, which is a small constricted pupil. Lastly, the 4 motor cranial nerve nuclei. Cranial nerve 3. Cranial nerve 3 moves the eye in and up. So a lesion of cranial nerve 3 causes the eye to go down and out. Other functions that cranial nerve 3 does is cranial nerve 3 elevates the eyelid, so a lesion would cause ptosis, and then it also has parasympathetic fibers, so a lesion causes a blown pupil or mydriasis or a big pupil. Cranial nerve 4 depresses the eye and looks inwards. A lesion of cranial nerve 4 causes vertical double vision. Classic thing is that patients will turn their head to avoid the double vision. Cranial nerve 6 controls the lateral rectus and it makes the eye look out. So a lesion of cranial nerve 6 would leave you unable to abduct the eye. Cranial nerve 12, motor innervation to the tongue. A lesion to cranial nerve 12 will deviate the tongue towards the side of the lesion. Remember, tongue towards. TT.